Welcome back to coverage of the 2022 Birdie Open. This is a PDGA A-Tier event in Newark, Delaware. Gatekeeper Media's coverage is sponsored by Birdie Disc Golf Supply Company and their Patreon supporters. I'm Andrew Fish, joined in the booth by Nick Hanson.
Hey folks, how we doing today?
So this is the Birdie Open, formerly known as the Delaware Disc Golf Challenge. This is kind of new branding on an old and historic event that's been an A-Tier as well as an NT. This is a coveted title in the Mid-Atlantic for a lot of woods golfers. We've got some specialists here featuring Michael Johansen at 6 down, Matt Bell and Kevin Kiefer at 4 down, and Cody Bradshaw's PDGA number winning him the lead card spot at 3 down. What are you looking for here, Nick?
I'm looking for some distance here in the woods out of these players, but also some finesse shots, and we're going to see a lot of those out of Michael Johansen. He's putting the Banger GT. He throws the Comets, and he might even see some scorches out of him today.
Yeah, he was throwing the scorch all over the course in round 1. Matt Bell, we saw on the Gatekeeper feature card in round 1. Obviously, he's going to make some good putts with his EV7 Penrose and is throwing a mixed bag that's highlighted by his Thought Space Athletics drivers and mid-ranges.
Up next, we have Kevin Kiefer, Latitude sponsored player. You're going to see him with the Faith and the Harp. Mid-ranges, we're going to see the Truth and the Justice, and we'll be seeing that Felon and the Rive.
Definitely. Cody Bradshaw, Discraft sponsored player. You see a lot of pretty overstable things in there. He's going to putt with Challenger OSs. He loves throwing Comets and Buzzes, and then you see a lot of stability in that driver slots. I think he was throwing a lot of Vultures out here, which makes sense.
And here we are at hole 1, 625 feet. It's a par 4. Players are going to want to get to here or a little further for a good chance to get their birdie. If they hit this lane, they're going to have a chance to get down inside the circle.
All right, welcome to the 155 pairing. The Open Division, it's the lead card. From Denver, North Carolina, Michael Johansen.
Right. No community is done alone, and Bill Yerd, the very enthusiastic announcer, a big part of that in the Delaware scene. You see MJ. I expect that's a Comet. Just a nice flat release and then driven to just turn and glide.
That's so good.
Yeah,
First shot of the day, getting to that left side of the fairway and that deep.
Yeah, he'll be somewhere between a mid and a putter for his second shot. That's a great look. You saw Matt throw this red disc quite a bit. It's a driver turning over a little bit, and he's going to squibble up right to where MJ was as well.
He's going to be in a much better location than where he was at yesterday.
No kidding. Our first look at Kevin Kiefer. Kevin's from Florida, Latitude 64 sponsored player. He's got a very balanced game and is going to go forehand to start. Not bad. He got around the corner. He'll be on the right side with either another forehand or a turnover shot. And here's Cody Bradshaw looking fly-in pink. I think this is going to be a Comet to start. Good drift. Will it hold? Not quite. Tagging the backside trees, but he's still in an acceptable location.
Yeah, from here it shouldn't be difficult to get up and down for par. And with a shot like that, he might be birdie.
That's a wonderful scramble. Like, throws the forehand angle to make the fairway as wide as possible and get the extension out from the bush he was in. Kevin with a drifting turnover. I like that a lot.
That was perfect. Right to the stop there in front of the green.
I think this is the Blue Banger GT. MJ's pretty money with those. Works himself into a 20-footer maybe. What a start.
Matt Bell just hitting early, but should be able to get up and down here from par.
Yeah, the little half throw. We'll see what Cody's left with. He's very dangerous as a putter, especially from like just outside circle 1.
Hey, just like you said.
I have not seen this footage before.
Dangerous.
I've just seen enough of Cody doing that kind of nonsense to know when it's coming.
Very rewarding rewind there.
Mm-hmm.
What a putt. That was great. Pro side. It's good to get that first one out of the way from deep.
Yeah, for sure. What kind of putt do you like on hole 1? Are you a I want to tap it in only kind of guy, or do you like a tester to start?
I mean, I don't mind like 15, 20 footer for birdie, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Positive momentum, but low stress?
Yeah. And that shot from Kevin Kiefer landing in the stairs is incredible.
Yeah, the elevation on this basket isn't severe, but it's hard to like truly park it.
We're on to hole 2. 380-foot par 3. It's going to be a hyzer flip, I would say, through this gap, or it's going to be the outside gap throwing hyzer. But you're going to come into this green here where if you can get just in front of that right side trees, you're going to be inside the circle.
MJ's going to take the outside. He does throw the hyzer flip, but with a fast disc. Takes a boost to the right. I know Kevin tends to be a hyzer to hyzer flip player. I think he just wasn't quite committed to the idea of holding the hyzer the entire way there.
That one got a good amount of distance, though, so... Oh, he's way closer than I thought he was going to be.
Looks like a vulture, big Z, out of Cody. He goes hyzer with a touch of flip up. This is going to need to punch through some stuff, which it does very nicely.
Yeah, getting inside the circle on this one's tough, and the birdie is very rewarding, I would say, on the second hole.
Oh. Matt tags first available. That makes this kind of an anti-flex angle, which gets knocked down probably outside of circle 2. I believe that was Kevin. Way to work.
That was a pretty good run from back there.
Yeah, I guess when you're Matt, you can do that kind of thing.
Oh, so that must have been MJ's up. And here's Kevin.
Everybody looks the same when they're obscured by all the woods. Yeah, great start for Cody.
Yeah, great start. 2 birdies here at this course to start.
We talked about this a good bit in the first round about how coveted birdies are at Iron Hill, and how you have to be patient and take your pars when you're off by a little bit. You see the obvious disgust from Matt as he's going to go the wrong direction and take a double bogey.
Kevin getting up and down for his par, though, from back there is good.
But hole 2 be like that sometimes.
It does. And we're on to hole 3, 760-foot par 4. initial gap here to get through, but you're going to want to just get over this hillside so that way you have a look down this tunnel. To get down this tunnel, you're going to want to throw something, I would say, that finishes right so you're on the top side of the hill. And if you get down, you're going to have an uphill putt.
Yeah, you can't win this hole on the first shot, but you can lose it.
Yeah, you really just want to get out to that opening. Even being left with like a longer shot is good.
That's fine, no flip.
It's a pretty good shot. Looks like a fairway driver from Cody. He's going to get a good bit of distance. He's gotten at least half of the hole. Works his way to the left side, and we'll have a hyzer to approach. This looks like an early run undertaker from MJ. He kind of throws it and uses the entire ceiling. And Kevin with a big attacking shot that drifts right.
That was a very aggressive line out of Kevin there. It's going to catch that right side, just like you said. And he might be pretty pinched in there.
Yeah, it's hard to say. He may have been close enough to the edge to lean out and have something. Otherwise, par is the best case scenario.
Matt Bell finding a good landing zone.
MJ goes scorch here. The intent being to drift right as long as he can. But without the height to just glide.
Matt Bell here. Looks like he's going to get caught up a little early, and he'll drop down where he can still get up and down from there, though.
All right. Cody definitely going to have a hyzer release. Has to get to flat at some point in the flight, though. Instead, yeah, certainly going to go to the left side. That's Parsville.
You know, I'd be fine living in Parsville at this course.
It's better than Bogeytown, USA. And very good progress out of Kevin. Not bad from MJ. You don't see him go to that forehand very much.
Yeah, he's well known for his backhand in the woods.
But I've seen him use it quite a bit more in recent years. He's sneaky proficient with it.
It's very serviceable, as he would say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Nick, I don't know if you've considered this, but like MJ's identity is built on being able to throw, clean woods lines with slow discs. But he's able to build his game with other facets, like that chip forehand to approach, or throwing some fast discs and getting the most out of them. How do you build skills like that into your game?
I would say, you build those scores or those skills basically, I would say mostly based off of what the area you play in, because that's the shot you throw over and over again. The one thing you could do is you can go to a field to practice those types of different shots that you see. That you're going to play at an upcoming event, but you don't play that course every day, or you don't have the opportunity. So I would say the skills are based around like where you're from.
Yeah, so MJ being from North Carolina, his base game is woods fairways, but he's got the scramble techniques to complement those.
Exactly.
Cool. Saw a good putt to save par from Kevin. And MJ having to tap in a 5. I'll tell you what, even on a fairway as open as hole 3, if you don't get good yards on your first shot, it's hard to save that par.
Yeah, very hard hole. Hole 4 here is 675 feet. It's a par 4. Players are going to want to try to get down into this landing area if they can, and then they're going to navigate their second shot, hopefully through the main gap. It's an ideal route, but I would say most of the players will be finding their own fairway.
Yeah. Cody tries to play the big turnover, but doesn't give it the height. That's going to burn out early. He's not done for yet, but he's going to have to throw a driver on his second. Wow, what a landing.
I think that might have been your throw that you like to say.
Yeah, I sure looked like he was caught in between, but it did nothing when it hit the ground.
He'll still be in a decent spot to get down that gap, though.
Matt goes big with the roller. Oh, but he runs it up the tree on the left side.
Also not in a terrible spot, being at least out in the open there.
Mm-hmm. I think it's really interesting that the other guys have all gone fast driver, and MJ is going with a Mantis, like speed 8 fairway. I'm sure that's just what he's comfortable with, but I wonder if that was a read of the wind that the others gave.
I mean, MJ knows a thing or two, so I'm sure he's always calculating.
Kevin with a good drive to penetrate. That may give a chance at a birdie. Hard to say. And Cody playing a hyzer flip. Playing for the main gap, but carries a little too straight.
Oh, yeah. So close, though.
And I like this play from Matt. Gets the left fade.
Oh, what a shot. What would you say, about 20, 25 feet?
Yeah, if that. That's big time. MJ back to the banger.
See, once you get over here to the right, there's a lot of trees to navigate.
Yeah, it's tough. From here, it's just a little ringer Annie approach. No attempt to make, but a very low stress 4 putt.
Good run. Are you running that one from that distance?
I think so. So that ditch is only 15 to 20 feet behind. The road is technically OB, but it rarely comes into play. And with the ditch to catch you, it's a safe backstop. Matty B. That's 2 and 3 holes for him. Very uncharacteristic. You start kicking yourself over those opportunities missed.
Kevin with a good comeback there to get his par.
And Cody will have a similar look. Some of the locals here on hole 4 like to say, take a good look at the sun. It's the last you're going to see of it. We're going to have 14 straight holes with completely tree covered to follow.
Very good holes at that.
Yeah, and that's the intimidating part of Iron Hill. It never lets up. Matt, lefty tap in. Unsatisfying, though.
All right, and we're on to hole number 5, 780-foot par 5. Players are going to be throwing a straight shot to about here if they can, and here if they're really good. Second shot is going to get up to this fairway. Really, if you can get all the way up here, you're going to have a long eagle bid, but we'll probably see some birdies here, I'd say, out of these guys.
Yeah, this is definitely an attackable hole. It also has teeth. Like, your shots have to be committed and disciplined. Cody plays for the hyzer flip, but wow.
What a tree love back in bounds. Well, it wasn't out of bounds, but back in the fairway.
Yeah. Saw a fairway driver out of Cody. The wind seems to be pretty swirly. And that makes being able to throw the controlled no left or right movement line difficult. This looks like a big time shot from Kevin.
This is huge.
Yeah, that's full send distance driver.
That's up to the really good area I talked about.
Yeah.
Possible
It's-
hyzer to the green, depending on if you got far enough left.
It's hard to say. He went even left. He's left of the fairway, and then I think left of the auxiliary gap that you sometimes work your way into. I think this is Matt going with a hurricane, so another fast distance driver. Plays the hyzer flip. He's traveling left as well.
Oh, splits them. He's gonna be a good spot there.
Yeah, similar spot to Kevin. MJ, back to that Mantis. Plays the hyzer flip, nice and low. A little bit of tough footing, but he's dead center of the fairway.
Probably the game plan he plays, though.
Yeah,
You saw that footing there. Looked like he had a little bit of issue on the pivot.
Cody, same kind of landing zone. He's willing to go forehand. That's tough. He's only making partial distance, so you gotta hope a par is in his future. I'm always impressed with the way that Matt can kind of make lemonade out of that. Like, he chose the widest gap and then made a lot afterwards.
Kevin is quite far left, like you said. But he got some good distance on that shot.
Yeah, that's kind of the differing philosophies. We saw MJ go fairway driver and land in the center, but he was 120 feet behind where Matt and Kevin had landed. You're kind of gambling with that distance driver that if it stays in the middle, you're going to be so far up there that birdie will be easy. If you play the fairway shot, you're more likely to be in the center, but you need to execute 3 of those shots.
Mm-hmm.
Good little lean out. MJ probably in circle 3.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, as you can see there, he didn't execute that second one very well, so he left himself a little short here.
Right.
He could still get birdie, but not very likely.
Cody chooses the right side,
Right there.
and
Yeah.
it's really hard to get on top of this green because there's kind of high floor, low ceiling, and you often just can't get over the boulders that guard the green.
Yeah, it's tough. And as you can see, it's also quite a bit uphill still as you get to the green. In my opinion, the best route is to go on the left side because I feel like the right side has that grouping of trees.
Yeah, if the left side is accessible, it's the cleanest way in. Able to give it a bit. Wow. A little bit of a rude reaction. Only 12 feet away, though. It's not so bad. Kevin unable to lean it in there.
I'm always giving it the body English
Yeah.
too when it's flying through the air.
You got to. Makes for better highlights, too, right?
Always. See the guy moving in slow motion behind the basket.
Wow. Little work for MJ, but gets his 5.
And like we've said, par's good. I would take par on this all weekend if I could accept that before the event started.
Yeah, and that was part of the original design concept for Iron Hill. Jimmy McIlvaine and then a few others designed this as a par 72 originally. That 72 was supposed to be 1,000, and that held up for quite a while. Like it was 995, 993. They've reconfigured it a little bit in recent years.
We're here at hole 6, 625 feet. It's a par 4. You're going to throw a right to left moving shot, probably a hyzer flip to the first gap, and then you're going to have a sidearm approach in realistically for the backhand or for the right-hand player.
So talking about par and ratings, I guess, the intent of this course was to challenge elite players. And there's layouts that suit a wide variety of skill levels, and, you know, there's 360 days a year where elite players aren't necessarily in town. But that, the difficulty of the course is held up very, very well. They've reconfigured a couple holes by changing some pins, adding some longer tees, tweaking some pars here and there. And it's just really impressive that there's a par 70 that, you know, really plays like that. You can't let your guard down.
Yeah, every hole you're getting tested out here. As you see these players, you know, you've said it in previous round, but, you know, you can script your 18 tee shots, but after that, you know, you're going to have to make a new fairway sometimes. You're going to be in the perfect fairway sometimes.
Yeah, you can kind of get into the philosophical differences between golf and disc golf. You know, we say that putting in disc golf is a little bit easier, so should driving be made a little bit harder? Iron Hill was kind of on the forefront of that, and it's the spirit that kind of is being exemplified by courses like Northwoods Black.
Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, very nicely done. Matt sets him up in a spot that, as you described, lends itself to a forehand shape.
Get on top of the green, you just roll right down.
Yeah, I guess. The forehand definitely plays the slope a little better. Here's Kevin with a backdoor through a mess of trees and over a boulder to Grandma's house, we hope. And wow. It seemed like that worked pretty well for the way he threw it.
Thought it was going to fade out at some point.
Okay.
MJ taking the same gap, I think.
Yeah, so everyone's going to be circle's edge with an opportunity to make. Kevin a little annoyed by that miss. Are you practice strokes after you've missed a putt?
Not usually. I mean, once in a while it'll happen, but most of the time, no. I just sit there and stare at it. How about yourself?
I've never really understood it. Like, I want to get my drills in to feel it before I've taken the putt. If I've missed it, it's like understanding why. And additional strokes at that point, I don't feel like it helps me.
It's a good way to look at it.
It works for me. It doesn't have to work for everyone.
It's a great thing about disc golf.
Yeah. Well done by Matt to get his 3. He struggled a little bit on the green today, but you know that he's going to pick it up at some point.
All right, we're on to hole 7, 370-foot par 3. After you get past these trees here, it's quite a bit downhill. The ideal route is this left side that then goes right. So for most right-hand players, I would say if they have it, they're throwing a sidearm.
Yeah, it's the most efficient shape to get it there. The sneaky thing about this hole, if you throw it exactly 370 feet, dead straight, you are about 20 feet left of the pin.
You're not wrong.
It's such an incredible illusion. And I really appreciate that kind of subtlety from disc golf courses where it looks like you have to throw one particular shot, but there's other ways to solve the problem. As you'd expect, MJ going Comet. And that's kind of floating right way too early. But kicks down to the left side.
Interesting kick. I don't really know if that was good or bad for him. Might be tight over there, or he might have got enough distance where he's...
Relatively
not too bad.
speaking, it's no chance at a 2 because there's too many things in the way, but it should be a playable 3. Cody's kind of done the worst case scenario of not getting through the initial gap and kicking off the fairway.
But what an upshot.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's big.
Circle's edge to save par.
Mhm. Kevin with the jump putt.
You hear it now.
It's a great layup. I hope that's all he was going for. He's a madman otherwise.
I mean, these kids nowadays, they run everything.
It's insane, yeah.
And you saying MJ doesn't have a 2 look. Look at that. You almost drew that baby in. Oh, Matt Bell throwing one in for us,
All
though.
right.
Let's go.
Weird stance on the rocks, through the trees.
Oh, you love to see it.
Yeah, I tell you what, that is finding strokes. And I appreciate Cody being able to celebrate that with them.
I mean, you got to be amped for him, don't you?
For sure. Like, I really appreciate card mates. They want to perform. They also want you to perform. And they're going to celebrate good golf when they see it. Cody unable to capitalize on his par look. So it looks like Matt Bell going to take the solo birdie here.
And we're going to have a chase card check-in here with ours truly.
Hey, that's me. So you saw in the intro, the chase card had a bunch of people clustered at 3 down. And to start, I was kind of making some action happen. That's a big thumber from the Shul on 1.
What a birdie.
Very much manufactured.
Wow. Can you teach me how to do things like that?
Well, you just heave it at the basket and sometimes it works.
The perfect hyzer flip up on hole 2.
Yeah, sometimes you get the right disc and it does things. I'm thrilled to not really have to putt.
Bullseye, would you say?
Yeah.
Two for 2. It's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
For eagle, tell me, please.
No.
Oh,
I
dang.
I never run into eagles.
What?
You can book that. I never run into eagles. It's been years since I've had a real eagle.
A real eagle. Oh, wow.
Just the floatiest zone of all time.
Never thought about throwing sidearm through that gap.
It works. Right to left
Obviously.
shot moves with the fairway.
All right, but we're going to kick it back to hole number 8, 780 foot. It's a par 5. It's our second par 5 on the course. First shot wants to land about here, and then you have this gap here that you can throw. If you're able to, once you get past this gap, you can land here and then have an easier shot at birdie.
Yeah, this is another one that you can kind of dictate the terms. Are you going to go fast and aggressive with a hyzer flip? Like that can go really far and make your birdie very, very easy, or an eagle look.
That's in a good spot.
Yeah, and we've seen Kevin attack before. He'll probably do about the same, right?
He's got a lot of gas in his assist system.
Yeah.
His break.
MJ back to that Mantis. He's going to go fairway. Just try to do a placement shot up at the top of the hill. And a little more station to station. And I think this is probably an undertaker out of Cody. He sees that MJ line, tries to bite off the same,
Good kick. Good kick.
and that's in a good spot.
I was going to say, well, all of our players are in a pretty decent spot here to start.
Mm-hmm. We saw it on hole 3. MJ not necessarily known for the forehand, but the man knows how to work it.
Even he was like, wait, that got all the way up there? Oh, he's got a pretty good forehand, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Great shot. I'm sure there's plenty of players out there that would trade theirs for his.
And yet, he's not known for it at all. Cody with a nice flat shot to drift. That goes... Well, there is a very good backdoor alley for the forehand. I think Cody might have pushed beyond that even. So we'll see if he's got an opportunity to get up and down for his bird.
Oh gosh. Sorry.
Kevin hitting first available. Unfortunately, he's going to kick to the right. And see what he's got from here.
That looks a little like an all gas no brake type shot. Again, it's a fast disc lying on the ground.
These kids these days, they have just no fear.
Pro Tour kind of makes you play that way. At the time this tournament was happening in June, the tour was on the West Coast. Kevin and a few others elected to play a little bit more regionally on the East Coast, just because of the geographic consideration. And, you know, they're going to get good experience no matter what. Playing on the lead card of an A tier is worth something.
Ooh, a little tree love there for
Yeah.
that.
Take your park jobs where you can. Cody, well done. Gets his birdie in spite of being off the fairway in 2.
That one's short.
And Kevin for his par.
Although he played very aggressive on the hole, he still got up and down for his par.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. You can see the structure here. That went in a couple years ago. It's emblematic of how much work has gone into this course. We said it's a par 70. It's over 10,000 feet long, which is astonishingly long for a woods course. Since I live only about an hour from this course, I get up there relatively frequently. It's amazing how much work the locals do, and I really appreciate that.
And here on hole 9, par 4, 555 feet. The initial gap is pretty difficult, and then it's going to turn right, and then you're going to have a pretty small hallway as well. If you can throw 2 consistent putters, you're going to have a good look at birdie, but you'll see a lot of players try and bite off a lot here off the tee.
Definitely. Matt Bell choosing his own adventure with a fast driver. Hits the gap, pushes a little bit long, but he's not more than 200 away from the bucket. MJ stylistically doesn't do that nonsense. He throws a comet. And the kick left, probably still attackable, just difficult.
Go.
I like this if it has enough distance.
That was early. It just like
Yeah, tags the inside corner tree.
This hole is so incredibly tough because this gap is small, but I feel like the next gap is smaller. Would you agree?
Yeah, and it's a series of staggered gaps. A lot of designers will, kind of face you with a field goal that's head on. You can see where you're throwing, you can see where you're landing. The subtlety of this hole is that the gaps don't all line up, and as the hole turns to the right, there's some trees on the right that you can't quite see. And then as you get here, wow, that's huge. As you get to this point, kind of the pure line puts you 20 feet left of the pin. So if you try to park it, you're inviting additional risk. And
look at that.
Nick, what are we seeing here?
Bro, these guys brought their fillet knives.
Yeah.
To the woods today because those 2 shots were perfect.
Yeah, big time hyzer flips. Cody, yeah, gonna play the left side with a slight turnover. This can work if it stays right enough.
Not too much turn.
But that's in circle 2. We've already seen Cody do some work from there.
What a shot through the woods there.
Yeah. Again to circle 2. Opportunity for the birdie.
Oh, sick jumper.
Nick, you told us in round 1 you were, trying not to leave your feet because of the terrain. Cody has no fear of that.
No fear. It was a great step up by him. Getting to 2 down on the front 9 here.
Yeah. With a couple of bogeys mixed in, I believe. And Matt had been at 2 up at one time, but what's a turkey is 3 in a row. What's 4 in a row?
I'm not sure. It's really good, though, especially here. He had that throw in the middle.
Right? Wow. And MJ from a tough position. Kevin also looking to do the same thing. I conceptualize this hole as hard. The card said, I guess it's not.
Yeah, I feel like our players are all putting on a show and they're at 2 down.
Yeah. The course is ridiculous. We see MJ at 8 down and everyone else kind of holding that pace with their 2 downs for the round. But as we saw with that check-in, it's not just me. Matt Hammerston kind of climbing up the leaderboard with a 4 down through the front 9 as well.
Very nice.
Yeah. A lot of action out there. Thank you so much. We look forward to joining you on the back 9 of this round 2 coverage of the lead MPO card of the Birdie Open. Thank you to all our supporters. I'm Andrew Fish, joined by Nick Hanson.
Thanks, y'all, and we'll see you on the back.